Hi, everybody. It's Watermelon Head. It'll be a week on Monday since I had the surgery, and I am swelled up. You see, I'm like a watermelon head. I do have some bruising here. Here, you can see the leftover bruising. Here, the sutures are behind my ears. Look at this one. This is a good size cut with the sutures in it. He's going to take them out on Monday. Monday is actually 1 week. But I got to tell you, Wednesday and Thursday, I was under the weather, you guys. I really had a tough time. And they don't allow you to take Motrin or Aleve or anything like that, which is my drug of choice. I can only take Tylenol. And I also have Percocet. And I just won't take Percocet. I mean, I have to be dying, and I wasn't dying. I just was very uncomfortable. I didn't have any real breakthrough bleeding or anything. I could feel he did sutures and staples. I can feel the hard staples. So Monday I get these taken out. We'll see how it goes. But I'm a knee person. So, it doesn't change your skin texture or anything. So I actually had pretty good skin. It runs in the family between my mother and my Irish side. And uh I just I'm still a little tired, a little under the weather. I was under for 5.5 hours. So I asked him, I said, Doc, so tell me, can I play the trombone again? He said, I didn't know you played it. It's like he doesn't seem to understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, very nice doctor. And I went through Kaiser. Anybody wants to know, write me at Grendel9103 at gmail.com. It's Kaiser, but they have a private arena for these types of surgeries. And I'll tell you, comparatively, the cost, if I'd gone through somebody else, was night and day, nearly half less. And I had a fantastic anesthesiologist, was on board, made sure they couldn't put anything behind my ear because of the sutures they were going to do. So they put it on my chest so I wouldn't wake up vomiting. That's one of my side effects is nausea with anesthesia. But yeah, I'm a little under the weather. I am babying myself. I am watching a lot of TV. But, they keep telling me, keep your head up. But, a girl's got to lay down occasionally. I got to put my head down occasionally, so I can sleep good. But sleeping, when I do sleep, it really rallies me. I woke up at 4 a.m. today, and I managed to lay back down around 8 and sleep for another hour, and it rallied me. So I got almost 900 questions here. So what we'll do is, I think every day I should do to kind of catch up for not being on. Why don't I kind of tap into a bunch of questions? The other thing I had was a lot of phlegm and stuff. In fact, I kind of lost my voice. I'll tell you my worst day. Okay, I got surgery on Monday. My worst day was Wednesday and Thursday. I really was raspy, and I would get the chills like down to my bone. I've never had that before. It almost was like that, but I didn't have an epidural. But you guys know, some of you guys ever have an epidural with childbirth, and you get the shakes all the way down to your bone? That's what I had. Only lasted for a minute. No appetite, if you can believe that. They encourage you to eat protein. You don't feel like cooking it. You don't feel like doing it. I could order food and stuff, and I ordered for the kids, but I'm getting my appetite back. But now I'm finally, and this is between stuff, but you can feel if you push down, it's a little sore, but I can feel the fluid still in there. It's probably a lot of blood. I had tubes coming out, by the way. They took those out 2 days later. But I wasn't peeing a lot, I was holding my fluids. And then all of a sudden, I started going. So now I'm noticing finally, it's starting to come out. I try to massage a little bit, but, and look at this. They had this, normally they get me the first time, but this hand is where my IV was. This has never happened to me before. I woke up with these 3 digits all totally numb, like I'd fallen asleep, like I'd laid on my hand and fell asleep. And it took about 3 days before it totally rallied. And my little finger was really numb. I could move my hand, but I couldn't feel it. It was really weird. So anyway, but anybody else have this done? Text me real quick and tell me how long was it? It is fun. It was worse than this. I was a pumpkin head. But how long before you really start noticing? Now, the doctor told me, I said, Doc, when can I be on camera again and talk to my people? He said, wait 2 weeks. Well, I can't wait 2 weeks. And you guys are kind of curious, you don't care. I don't have to be no cool beauty queen. You guys are kind of curious how it's going. And when you see me, you see it's going pretty good. So, but I guess complete recovery is 4 weeks and then even up to a year before you really notice. He even said you might even sag a little bit initially and then it goes back. So whatever, I'm not going to worry. I don't even know why I did it. I mean, we'll see if you guys notice much, but they really got this baby up here. So we'll see. I'm going to be 72 this year. And I thought, hey, treat myself to a little something. Let me tell you, the cost was reasonable. I will tell you that. This other plastic surgeon I see that I do Botox on occasion for my forehead, $32,000. And this was like less than half of that. Okay, so anyway, thank you guys for all your messages. People were wanting to know how you're doing. And I just, and I can tell I'm losing my voice again. It just was too hard to keep everybody updated. I just needed to sleep. That's all I wanted to do was sleep. And fortunately, the day before I had the surgery, I got my new bed. And it's one of those beds that the head goes up, it's like a hospital bed. So that way I was able to keep my head up for quite some time. Last night I had to put my head down and sleep with my head down and accept whatever was going to happen because and in my chair, I can sit with my head up. And doing this show with you guys, I sit with my head up. Okay, so listen, I got to tell you something before we begin. I had a dream or something happened to me. Like I told you, I woke up, I think it was about 4 a.m., almost 4:30. And I was in a panic. And everybody was saying to me, did you hear what happened in Moscow? Did you hear what happened in Moscow? And in this dream or this whatever, I was out of body, whatever it was, I was like, what? What happened in Moscow? Somebody tell me. And I remember looking at my phone, desperately trying to see what happened. And I definitely felt it was around the time of that big event they're having on May 9th. And then I looked at one of the social medias and somebody said Putin would love to get rid of President Yi from China and blame it on the West. But listen, China don't mess. China knows what time of day. They would know exactly who's doing what. I don't feel anything bad for China, but I feel some sort of event taking place in Russia. So let's take a look at that. May 9th. I had that flash. Maybe it's on or around that time. But everybody was saying, Linda, oh my God, Linda, did you see what happened in Russia? So let's look. Because sometimes I can get, I get that feeling like something's happening. Something's getting ready to go on. Tell me about it. Moscow, May 9th. Moscow, May 9th. Moscow. And congratulations to Australia. As predicted, they voted for the right person, the right peoples. What's going to happen? The Nine of Cups is reverse with the Fortune's fate reverse. You know, they're not able to get Ukraine to say, we'll leave you alone. They won't guarantee it. In fact, I think Zelensky went on social media and told everybody, look, we can't guarantee that everything's going to be hunky-dory. So come at your own risk. Some sort of ending, but there's no tower here. I see young people acting up, like protesting, and I see a lot of people going to jail. Which he loves to do. Tell me about Moscow. Give me that. Tell me about Moscow. These things are really moving slowly. It's interesting. Why are you doing this to me? Jaime, why you do this to me? Tell me about Moscow. So my regular cards are Morgan Greer, and I'm using the prediction deck to kind of see a drone strike, some sort of strike. Public life burnout. People are so done with Putin. They're so done. Volcano mountains. There's going to be some trouble, but I can't tell you. Let me see if I can see it. Show me. I see some more hits on Ukraine from Russia showing their rear. Paris or France just gave Ukraine a whole bunch of materials to use. I don't see Ukraine purposely, deliberately hitting Moscow during this thing. I'm almost feeling somebody else does it and they want to blame the West. Is the Chinese president actually going to go? I'm almost feeling he may cancel. There's just too much going on here. Will President of China go to the Russian celebration for May 9th? You know, they're over there telling Ukraine, you've got to promise you're not going to do anything. These guys would no sooner promise them it. If Ukraine was having something, you think they'd listen? Oh, heck to the no. Resigns and leaves office. President. I think the president, but there's a drone strike showed up again. I think the Chinese president may not show up for his own safety. They can't seem to control it, and they're not getting assurances from Zelensky. Although Zelensky won't go out of his way to try to hurt someone, but something's going to happen. I'm telling you, I was running with everybody trying to say, where is it? What are you talking about? Okay, so we got that. All right. All right. Will Putin throw Trump under the bus? Will Putin throw Trump out of the bus? I heard yes, as clear as day. Will Putin throw Trump? I don't know if it's Putin or his cohorts, because I feel Putin doesn't have that much longer. It might be his cohorts that come out with all this material. They know Trump is not well respected in the United States. They know this. They know Trump is not respected. They know he's a laughingstock, that he's an idiot, and they just shaking their head. They really don't have anything nice to say about him. You know, when he won, remember they were showing pictures of his wife posing in the nude. I mean, anybody else did that, he would have been claiming war, but he didn't because it was Putin. Um, will Mike Johnson allow the articles of impeachment to be brought to the floor? Will he be held accountable? And I feel no. I don't, I feel Mike Johnson fighting all the way. Okay. But I don't know that Trump is in so much trouble coming up here within this nation. I mean, you see the people that are still May 1st, there was all kinds of people hitting the streets. Yeah, they don't like him. They don't like him. They want him OUT out. So Mike Johnson will be a nothing burger. I hope it's before the midterms, but I see him as a nothing burger. But he'll hold on tight. He'll say, no, you can't bring up the articles of impeachment. I will tell you this, okay? And in the meantime, all the courts, even the judges that Trump picked, are saying no to everything he brings in. No, no, you can't do that. No. So they're letting it stretch out. But what's going to happen is if and when, not if, when we take the midterms and stuff starts happening, there will be Trump is over before it's over. Maybe that's when he takes sick, but it's over before he's done. And Johnson has no choice. People will be throwing rocks at him. He works for the enemy. What is holding Anonymous back from exposing what they know about Trump? And there's plenty they know about Trump. What's holding you back? They're being very careful. They have to check and double check to make sure all their information is totally correct. More stuff will come out this summer. Okay. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Everybody say, take your time coming back. Oh, and by the by, Mel is in the hospital. He is having his surgery on Thursday, so please say prayers for him. It wasn't the same area that flared up. It's a new one. This is nothing compared to what Mel goes through. Okay. Uh, somebody like when I said watermelon face, but it is. I got a watermelon head. I got to show you what Arthur sent me. My friend Arthur, you guys know who Arthur is. Where are you, Arthur? He sent me this picture. I love. Here we go. He said, beauty has its price. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Anonymous is going to have some stuff that come out, a lot of stuff. As soon as Trump is exiting stage left, a lot of stuff is coming out, you guys. It's going to be a what you call fest. There's no holding on to MAGA anymore. It's going to be totally imploded. Nobody wants it. Yeah, let's look at the military parade on Trump's birthday. See, while he's taking money away from people to be able to survive and live, while he's taking away food from children and the little money they get towards their health care. And then he wants to spend all this money on a parade for himself. It's that let them eat cake energy. It will really upset people. So let's look and see about Trump's parade, which is June 14th. I see a lot of people going there to protest. Okay, I just got to hit you guys. I almost feel there's a Democrat that some sort of attempt to take them out will happen. I don't know if they actually were able to take, or there was some injury that occurs, but I see everybody knows it's Trump and his cohorts that are doing this, and it's really going to piss people off. I just saw that. Can't tell you when it's going to happen, but I just saw it. I think I've mentioned this before. So lies, deception, all for the money. He'll sell front row seats. Underground hiding. Joining forces. You know, he thinks the military's for him. There's some military that's for him, but a lot of them thinks he's unappealing. He's not a good person. So will he actually have a parade in his honor? There's going to be so much chaos. I don't see people even watching it. I see a lot of people marching. There might even be some sort of riots taking place. I don't see the military hurting the rioters. Let me look at my market graph. Tell me what's going to happen. See, he wants to be king, but he's being laughed at. He's a king with no clothes. His wishes are turned upside down. Ooh, there's going to be money issues too. I don't know where he's going to get the money to do this. There's going to be some crashing before this takes place. So by June 14th, there's a lot of issues with money, which means maybe he won't be able to do, they think they can live high off the hog from the United States money, but there's going to be some issues with money. I just heard that. Okay. Will the ICE goons be held accountable? Absolutely, yes. A lot of it's not till midterms. I'm sorry about that, but absolutely, yes. Articles of impeachment will take place, but I'm sorry, we have to wait another year and 6 months. But I see us holding him off, but there's so many people that are still for him, and then all of a sudden it just starts changing. He's going to create a lot of chaos and people are done with him. Okay. Okay, well, the executive order defunding NPR and PBS stand. No, it won't, because it's against the law. He can't do that. He thinks he can. He does all these executive orders and they're nothing burgers. But let's take a look. I just sent some money to PBS. Yeah, he's crossed by resistance, you guys. He tried this before. Remember when he was in office the first time? There's a lot of good news with him not being able to do this. People are very happy. Yeah. We're going to be sitting on in the thorn of success. Monies will come out. I don't even know. They might even get enough people donating. Did you see that lady that called that child the N-word and got over $300,000 on her GoFundMe so she could move away? That's pretty sad. But she's asking for $1 million now. Which is like, yeah, whatever. But there's a lot of people that are ugly like that. But you know, white folks are going to be the minority. That's why they're holding on so tight. So just give it some time. There's good white folks and there's bad. Boy, I'm losing my. The article of impeachment didn't go through. Everybody's asking about this. The article of impeachment's on hold. But don't worry, as soon as they're able to get the minority or the majority, they will take it over. No, I don't see Ivanka committing her father. She wouldn't have any say in it anyway. Welcome back to the new Joan Rivers. Oh, that's a good idea. Will there be a power outage? I talked to Nate the other day and he suffered with the power outage in Portugal. So let's find out about a power outage in the United States. Yes, there's going to be a power outage. I see a couple of them. I see especially in on the East Coast and down towards Texas. A lot of changes coming in this world. You know, wasn't there a 7.5 earthquake? And then people were showing the destruction that it caused, and people were writing on the pictures. Wait a second. Argentina doesn't have their signs in Chinese. People just love to put their own stuff, spin things their way. And there was no tsunami, so it's cool. But I kept picking the south. Now something's going to come up closer. But again, I'm not feeling Armageddon. Yes, we will have some power outages, probably even by this fall. People will manage to maintain it. Won't be a long time. The hard part is like getting gas and stuff. I guess Nate was with his people and he tried to stop to get gas and couldn't get gas. So it was weird. He said the whole thing feels weird. I don't feel it's some sort of underhanded thing going on. I do feel it's something environmental. That's what I get. I could be wrong, but that's what I get. Okay. Will this regime ever face consequences? Absolutely, yes. I wish Trump could face them even more, but I almost feel like he won't last. But I feel all of them, and especially that Pam gal, Pam Bondi. She's got some skeletons in her claws. She's getting ready to get a what for? You watch. You guys watch. You'll see. Oh, you guys are so cool. Don't rush back. Take care of yourself. And I am taking care of myself. But I like to be up on the inside scoop, what's going on. And after that thing I had this morning with Moscow, I had to, especially if the guys are trying to let me know. I think Kamala Harris, excuse me, I'm going to have to stop pretty soon. I am losing my voice. I think she's going to run for governor. I've been saying that, and I think she could win. I see governor. Okay. So will the Orange Menace actually get the big military parade? I see a parade. I think he's going to plan it out, but I see a lot of stuff happening to put a damper on it or make people, he's such a laughing stock that they could care less. It's not going to be like he would have thought. Aw. Sally said, I recently found you on YouTube and connected instantly. I feel like I'm looking at my mother. You and her have a similar face. Does it look like this now? Thank you, you guys. I don't see martial law. Now listen. Okay. I don't see Roberts being arrested. I see the one that was put, she's still getting a paycheck. They've got her on full salary. The one in Wisconsin, I don't want you to worry about her. That's going to be a nothing burger. Trust me. They just put her on the side just to kind of stretch this thing out. They don't got anything on her. And you guys always ask about the 3 day of darkness. I'm not seeing it right now, but I could. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You know how sometimes all of a sudden I'll just see something. And I'll ask the guides if there's something coming up, let us know. Well, the judges have already even told Trump you can't hit these law firms. They've said cease and desist. Um, Kilmar's return. I don't know who Kilmar is. Who's Kilmar? Is that a judge? He can intimidate all he wants, but he's not going to make it. Let me look. Oh, Garcia. Yeah, he will come back. I can't tell you when, but he's coming back. I can guarantee it. I've been saying that from the get-go. You guys are so cool. Thank you. And you left me so many. I got plenty of stuff to go through tomorrow, too. So let's do maybe 2 more questions. Rest up. You guys are so cool. Yeah, Mel is back in the hospital. Mark Carney is going to do fantastic in Canada. And Australia is doing great too. This is really pissing Trump off. Let's just okay. Let's take a look where Trump is right now. Now, I told you guys that the stock market's going to struggle. Now, right now, it's still kind of hanging in there, but it feels like tick, 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 and then boom. And China is not working with Donald Trump at all. Nope. Nope. How is Trump doing right now? Tell us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And he's selling dinner where you can have dinner with him. It's totally illegal what he's doing. He's got so much trouble, it's not even funny. This Pam Bondi's in a lot of trouble. Don't ask me why. I just saw her with cuff thing on. She's in trouble. She's going to say she was ordered to do these things by Donald Trump, but she's supposed to protect the Constitution and not do things based on what he says. Cyclone damage. He just totally denies that he is hated. He totally denies it. Nobody likes him. His numbers are crashing. Banking currency upset. Taken by force. Coerce manipulation. There's going to be housing issues because a lot of houses are going to get destroyed by this Armageddon weather that we're getting ready to have. It will return to normal, you guys, but right before then, there'll be a societal collapse. And I'm sorry about that. But it's going to affect the red states more so than anyone. And I'm sorry about that, but that's definitely going to happen. The good thing about us being able to kind of give you a heads up, I don't see anything that drags you underground right now. I do see some pretty good storms coming. And I do see all the other countries just got their nose up. People are paying $5 million to have dinner with Trump. Everybody wants a piece of that action. But we have the list of them. And then when we take over again, everybody's going, yeah, whatever, dude. So, okay, you guys, thank you for putting up with me on my first day back, and I'll try again tomorrow. And thank you we got over 800 questions here. Thank you for the well wishes too. So I hope my face doesn't scare you too much. Cheers.